Hey everybody, good evening. It's me, Lynn Rene MacDonald, here for Practical Spirituality Live, as well as the Facebook live talk forum, 7:15 every Sunday night. We have a bunch of people here tonight. I'm running a little behind, and it's crazy because I did a bunch of energy work the last few days, and so the energy's been a little wild because when you do that, a lot of times you'll take on other people's energy, and sometimes it releases at the most inopportune times. So we got running a little late. I'm getting my rings on now, as you can see, and thank you for coming. We're coming to you live from the Copper Dragon and the Institute for Christ Consciousness, which is a love, energy, healing, and teaching center for people and pets. We have a bunch of people tonight in our live audience, and thank you all for coming. As you can see, my fingers have no rings yet, and I got all my rings right here. I got them in my hand here. I put them in a cup so that I could get here on time and put my rings on. So tonight we got some nice ongoing themes to talk about with everybody. I asked Spirit or Universe to have some things along with our questions to elaborate on, to guide and teach people, just to keep things exciting and new and fresh, because the same old boring shit nobody likes, and the universe is infinite, and so we can have a really great time as well and learn about all amazing things. All right, the other thing I want to tell you guys is that you can also get solutions for your everyday life. Is if you haven't already noticed, this is about our fifth one, and you can get everyday solutions, meaning for things that are going on in your life that you need help or assistance with. You can get really good solutions from Universe. This is also what we do. So let's say you're having a problem with your taxes, you're having a problem with your spouse, you're having a child support battle. This is what I do. People come to me and we clear out energy and we create what you want to happen from love, okay? It may not happen in the way that you want, but if you do the right thing from love, it will always happen for you in the healthiest, best way, and you will always come out on top of everything. So this is all part of what we do. We do this here for you as well. Like if you can't find a house and you need assistance with this, or a problem, or a relationship, or what you don't know what's going on, this is the forum for you to bring that to, as well as just simple questions that you have about metaphysical. It could be medium stuff. It could be any kind of psychic stuff, spiritual stuff, meaning, anything about, ghosts, or really neat and unique things that go on that most people won't ask, angels, things like that. So this forum is not only for this stuff here that we just talked about, but it's also for practical everyday stuff, and to ask about what's happening in the world, what's the best route and solutions and things for you into the future, what's going to happen in the world, right? How do I protect myself? How do I keep myself safe? What's the best avenues for me? Because we are unique individuals. It's different for everybody in the world, because that is what your special portal, that is you, that is your soul, that is your special space of God. Does this make sense to everybody? Okay, and hi everybody out there. We have our live audience here, and you can donate to us if you want to support our work as well. We accept donations. I believe there's a link on some of the advertisements and things, and you do it from your heart when you feel it, and from the best place of love. And so what I tell people is ask Universe. Ask Universe if this is what's best. Ask Universe for the best amount. Ask God or love. So if you're feeling it, and you'll never be out of alignment with it. That's everything that we teach, right? Okay, so that said, I think we're about ready. I'm going to keep putting on my rings here while I talk to you guys. I also need my lovely alkaline water, very good for health, all right? All right, so great for your best health. Alkaline water is my favorite to help you get alkalized, really, and be healthy and good for you. It doesn't mean you have to have this brand. I'm not even worried about that, but ask Universe for the best one for you. So that's a good health tip for tonight. It's going to be better across the board usually for you than tap water. Ask God, ask love for the best health supplies, gifts, tools, everything that you need from love for you. Okay, and with that said, we're going to bring out at some point in tonight's, I would call it, I guess, forum. We are going to bring into some of the donations that somebody gave to us. This is in art. Cheyenne gave us some donations, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. And then, of course, We're going to go into something that Spirit has guided us to us today, which is some cool stuff about unicorns and lions, okay? And how they connect with everyday real world and the energy in our soul. So that's going to be fun. And we were looking through a book with Dr. Steve, our very own Dr. Steve, who's a fantastic energy chiropractor, and he does fantastic work. And we all work together from love, and different things come in at different times to help and assist us. And so every day it's something new and cool and exciting for all of us to learn about, including ourselves, right? Okay, so that said, Rachel, do we have any questions for tonight?
Right now we do not, but Christina, Teresa, Nikki, Margaret, Wendy, Debbie, and Margie all say hello.
Hi, everybody. And thanks for your patience. I know it was a long-winded little opening here, but there was a lot of good stuff in that too. So guided by universe, right? Okay, so how about you guys out here? You guys got any questions? I feel like you got one, Cheyenne.
I don't really know yet, I guess. I don't know yet, I guess.
Okay, I don't want to put you on the spot. If you're not comfortable, that's okay.
More about the process. We just have to ask.
Yeah,
But
more about the
I feel
process.
like we also have to, like, there's more that goes into it because everything is a give and take. So is it
Okay.
true that, like, how would I go about it, I guess?
Okay.
Besides,
The very first thing I tell people when they do this is you don't worry about all the how does it work, how does it happen, right? It's very simply what I do is ask and you shall receive. So what do? You ask love for everything that you need, okay? So when you say the process, do you mean how do I ask?
how do I don't know. Sometimes I don't feel like I don't know how to describe it.
Hi
I
guys.
mean, I guess asking, but then live in a way that I mean, I guess it's just good.
It goes hand in hand. When your intent comes from love, you don't have to worry about any of those things on a conscious level, really, once you start down this path. How it works is, so if I want something to happen, what I do is I ask love. But I ask it by saying, thank you, love, for this, for me. And so this way I'm thanking universe, God or love or angels for what it is that I want to happen like it already happened, because I trust and have faith and know that it is already out there in the energy for me if I'm authentic in my heart. So that's how you say it. So if I want to have a great day tomorrow, I'll be like, thank you, love, for that for me, right? But you have to, it behooves you to be particular in how you ask. Let's say I could say, I ask God or I ask love for a great day for me. I say, thanks, love, for a great day for me, right? But I'm not specific. So what happens is I may have a great day, but I might lose my job. Now, to me, that might not be a good day in my earth world human space, right? But it may be that universe has a better job planned for me, right? And I may get another job or a call, and I may make $50,000 more at my new job, you know what I mean? And that's why that happened. And I ask God for a great day or universe for a great day. So it happens. I say, thanks, love, for a great day for me, right? It happens in that way. But what happens is it happens not necessarily in the way that we always think. Do you see what I'm saying? So, but always in the best interest from love for us, as long as we're in our hearts. So what I tell people is, you know, something like that happens, it's more of a, what is the word I'm looking for? It's something that a lot of times we don't see coming, but it is all in alignment with love energy for us, right? Because there's infinite ways that things happen and can happen. So when we ask, we open the doorway, right, for that. So one of the things I always ask universe to say, thanks, love, for this for me. Right? So I'm asking highest form of love, right? So usually it will come in like that. But one of the things I tell people to secure it is in the best way for me and all, or something better, right? But very simply, thanks, love, for this for me. Thanks, love, for that for me. And the more specific I get, the less likely I am going to lose my job. Do you see what I'm saying? In other words, I may say, thanks, God, for me having a great day. Thanks for me loving my job. Thanks for me keeping my job, right? But I know that universe, if I lose my job and that's what happened and I didn't see it coming, it's about higher knowing for me. And then I'm going to sit down and talk to universe about why it is that happened. Is this because, because usually it's so many different layers of things, right? So is it because I didn't have good relationships with them or with my boss, and maybe my boss is like my mother, right? Or somebody that I might not get along with or have issues with, but that's because I have some of that stuff in me, and now we're clashing because the universe is guiding me to clear this out of my soul, and this is for my best interest. And then I do that work and I clear it out with God. I say, thanks, love, for me being free of this consciousness. Do you see what I'm saying? And I do that, then I get rewarded with a new job. Right? And it just like will cycle out a lot of times, especially in this new energy, because we're vibrating higher and higher. And the more you are in alignment with your soul's mission and your heart, the more things happen wonderfully and easily and quickly and in ways you couldn't even imagine. Universe has your back. Do you see what I'm saying? Does that make sense to you? I know all of that was pretty intense and pretty complex, but the more you are specific, the more it is likely to happen in the way that you ask for it to happen. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, does that help? So for all of us, the best way to ask is, thanks, love, for this for me, quick and easy. Thanks, love, for the best outcome. Thanks, love, for me being free of anything that would stop that. And thanks, love, for me being happy and free of attachments and happy with whatever happens and whatever I receive from asking this. That's the easiest, best way to bang it out simply. And then it can come in for you. The more you do this, the higher you vibrate, the more gifts you will open up in your soul, and you don't have to say it out loud like I do. I do it as guided by spirit, right? When I speak it out loud. But meanwhile, when I'm not saying anything, I'm having constant conversations with angels, God, universe. And then you say something to me and it's like I'm talking simultaneously, and that's the Gemini part of me, okay? Because Gemini has all these things coming in all the time, ideas, creativeness, right? So I have two conversations usually going on all the time, whether people realize it, but I'm just not always speaking that. Now, some people in the past thought I was nuts, but if you don't understand this kind of stuff, then that's what happens in Earth World. A lot of times, lower vibration, they think, they think people are crazy, and you'll see a lot of, bipolar people, multi-personality people who are really sick, and variations of that mentally, spiritually, right? Spiritually meaning it'll come out in their mental or psyche, right? You'll see that in the actions and the way they act and things like that. However, truly all these people are super, super old souls that are really super not well in some way, shape, or form, whether they're physically sick, mentally sick, spiritually sick, right? They're super, super, super old souls, right? So what happens is they're equally as gifted as they are toxic, right? But because people have this whole, if you split, my screen here in half, people or our souls in half, people, in Earth World have this whole idea that mental illness is a bad thing. Like, when I was younger, I had like OCD, ADHD, but it wasn't diagnosed because this is like the 60s and 70s. But really, that's my greatest gift, because that allows me to have multiple conversations inside of me, talking to God, universe, spirit, and clear out different things and connect different pieces. And here Earth World is telling me that I'm fucked up and there's something wrong with me, when those things are just a labeled dis-ease in Earth World, but they're not a dis-ease. You see, and these are where our perceptions are so toxic and not truth of God or love, right? So we have a long time, right? Because there's so many different belief systems. We have had a long time where people buy into this stuff, and there's truth of everything that is God in all your different belief systems, right? You have to feel in the space of love or vibration that you are in to get to the bottom of what the truth is within yourself and with anybody and anything. So when somebody is, let's say schizophrenic, and I have clients who are this, right? Sometimes they're on medicine as they wean off to traditional medicine into natural medicine, right? I can see these variations of things going on in them, and we can talk to spirit and change them and teach them how to work with these things. And they can and do become normal, healthy, functional, normal meaning normal in alignment with love and source and universe, right? They become really healthy people in these spaces, but this has been lifetimes of this stuff. But if we don't teach people the truth about mental illnesses and illnesses, because everything is energy, and energy is stored within us, right? Our own portal of God, right? And what happens is the energy comes out in our physical bodies. It comes out in our mental, our psyche, right? Our psyche, mentally. And also it comes out in our reality, right? Everybody understand that? All right, and I'm just going to stop a minute to see if anybody has any questions. out here about this, because it is pretty complex, and we'll get into it more in the future. Does anybody have any questions about it, what I'm talking about? Good. How about my people over here? Anybody in questions reference to that?
None that have come in.
Okay. All right. So right there is some awesome knowing and understanding, because when people think that people who are mentally ill or even addicts, right? Addicts usually come in with mental illness within their souls. And what are they doing? They're self-medicating, right? Because they don't know, because Earth world is not vibrating at this space of God. It's at this one, right? So, and it doesn't mean that it's a less than space. It's just a different space where this kind of knowing can't be reached unless you work with universal love as much as possible. That's how anybody gets there. It's not unique to me specifically, depending on, especially, but also depending on your soul mission and what you came in here to do, is also how open you'll be into it, or open to it, as being your destiny, right? And there's many of us, right? There's many different people with many different destinies and many different journeys. All right, I just got one more ring in here to put on. Go ahead, Rachel, hit me with the audience questions. And thanks, everybody, for your patience and understanding. I appreciate it.
First, Cheryl, Candy, and Steve will say hello.
Hi. Thanks for coming.
Margaret is asking, can God and love tell me if the conflict in my home will change?
It will, but it will not if you keep doing the same things over and over. Okay, so this is about working consciously with love to change it, clearing your blocks out to change that, and doing something different. This included with doing things differently in Earth world. So ask love, ask God for the best solutions, for the best way to handle everything. Ask love for the God's honest truth with everything. Ask love to speak through you. Ask love to clear your blocks and that you're happy, right, with no matter what happens, because this will then set you on a path, and that it will be healthier and best for everybody, even though it's not without challenges. These times have many challenges because the energy is such that it's breaking down all the toxic in ourselves as well as in the Earth world. Go ahead.
Next question.
Sure. Thanks.
Teresa Courtney Lloyd is asking, does anyone close to me who has passed away have anything they want to say?
Teresa Courtney Lloyd? That who? Hi, Teresa. Okay. Let me just see. First I want to ask you, Teresa, is there anyone specific that you want to speak to? Because I have the numbers 3, 4, and 5 come in. So I have at any, I feel like there's 3 up front, then there's 4, and then there's 5 in the background, and or they're coming in and out at any given time. So let me just see here. So they're different people. Is there anyone specifically that you want to talk to?
I'll let you know when she's asking.
Okay. There's also guides and angels around you. The most prominent energy I get around you, Teresa, is a mother energy. Now, it could be a grandmother who was your mother in a past life as well, but it could also be your mother from this lifetime. So these are the energies that are coming in for you. And if your mother is still alive, that's okay too, because, and I think we've talked about this in other lives that we've done, where the soul is not bound like to this dimension. So you can be in this dimension, and I can pick up on them in this dimension thinking about you, and what they're doing, and you cross over into different dimensions, whether you're in this reality or not. Like people say, well, this is how it is. It's like they cross over, they die, and that's the way it is. And it's not like you think in Earth world. And this is what a lot of people don't realize. The other thing is my mission here makes me different from other people who are, let's say, traditional mediums or mediums, right? It doesn't mean anything about being better or not better. Overall, what this means is that with medium work, it's done differently, and any kind of work metaphysically is done differently depending on what your soul mission is and how it comes in, right? Which is why my how I work overall is what I do and teach and eat and breathe and sleep, and it's ask and you shall receive, right? So if I want to know about like Mark's grandfather or your mother, ask and you shall receive. Did she answer?
She said mother, Bill, and her brother.
Okay. So, yeah, mother, Bill, and the brother. Okay, those are the 3. So her mother did cross over.
I guess so.
Yeah, I was feeling like she did. But every now and then, there's some confusion about it. And this can happen for a bunch of reasons, right? But without getting into that for now, okay, I'm going to ask universe, yeah, because I get the mother, grandmother energy, because it's your mother and she's been a grandmother for many lifetimes. And this is why there's confusion about it. She's come in from the past, right? And she's been your mother for many, many lifetimes. You guys have a really nice harmonious relationship. Let me just see. I feel there's lots of love there for you. There's one particular lifetime, though, that comes in where there's a lot of healing for you, and it's the 15th century. And it's funny because it coincides with me, too. I have some shit or stuff going on from the 15th century. Your mother feels like there's something about a witchcraft life in that time. I feel like it has to do with plague and being a healer and some pretty intense stuff that's challenging in Earthworld. So like a violent, toxic kind of thing, without getting too into it. But this has to do with that. But overall, your mother is coming in. It's interesting enough. Something about pink flowers, and it's weird because she's showing me pink flowers around her hair. I don't know if she ever went on a vacation or a honeymoon or had pink flowers, but she's showing me that. She's also, they're pink, like a self-love pink, like the wall behind me here. And she's showing me this because to connect with you, but also she wants me to tell you that she loves you very much. Okay, I know why she's showing me the pink flowers too, and you may remember them in Earthworld. Look through some pictures to solidify this, but the pink flowers are about you're going on a self-love journey now. But you know, but that's why the 15th century came up, because you've asked in the past, me and universe, you've asked in the past for healing, right? To really get down and heal this stuff. And so this is why this is coming in to help you. Because universe always answers our prayers through others, through ourselves. But the second we ask, it gets put into motion by universe to be created and manifested. All right? Okay. So, go ahead.
Candy and Steve are asking if there's any messages coming through for them.
Interesting enough, as soon as I see you, Candy and Steve, hi guys. As soon as I see you, I see the space that you have built for your healing space. And that comes in really powerful and really strong. Before you even really said it, I got a vision of it. So it's universe telling me it's coming in. And that it's you guys. And you guys come in on and off, I'm sure you know. When we think about other people, it comes in, and a lot of times then the phone will ring 5 minutes later, or they're going to contact you, or there's some attachment or something you need to know. An energy connection. What does come in huge is promoting yourself really big in your area. I feel like you're already doing that, but I feel like there's more stuff to do with this. And as well as ask universe for the healthiest balance of family and work and time. And that's great for many of us, and really all of us, because we don't seem with the time, that all the dimensions or all the timelines that we're having, and how quickly the vibration of Earth is moving with the energy. Things are going faster than ever before, and I'm sure you guys know that. However, so with these energies, it helps to ask to get those things done and to have a balance. So you get everything you need for you from love, everything you need for your time together, everything you need for your business. But your business is like, I see the building like it's all around you, and it's really, really beautiful. And it comes in really powerful, but they're telling me that to promote really, really a lot locally, because what they're saying too is for now, for the next 8 to 12, excuse me, to 16 months. And let me just see. Oh, okay. And they're telling me the garden. You did a garden too, which they
oh my
showed.
God, it's awesome.
Yeah, nice garden.
Nice garden.
Yeah. That too. And they're also telling me, Steve, that you and Candy have a lot to do classes. I would go around and look at local spiritual shops. This way, why they're telling me local is for multiple reasons, but one of the biggest ones is to build your business where you are while this COVID stuff is still going on and all this wildness in the government is, so that the expenses to you are not so great in Earth World. You know, like if you guys come down here and do something here, it would be more taxing monetarily, you know what I'm saying? So financially. So this is another reason. So there's multiple reasons why they're telling me this. They're also telling me to expand the classes that you do to Earth World, meaning like what you're doing with your garden, to teach people, because people don't know these things, and these things are really great tools for the future. Learning how to garden, learning what you can grow there. So there's something about doing classes like that and expanding on those things. You know, we're taking the wheel and we're reinventing the wheel in these times. So doing old stuff in new ways and adding and taking out and changing. And you guys know how to do this. You know, so there you go. Thanks, guys. All right. How about you guys out here? You have anything? I got big, quiet people here today.
Oh, I could clear something.
Oh, yeah, let's clear. Jennifer wants to clear something. Go ahead.
I feel like I keep asking the same people to do things, or if they want to do things, and it gets nowhere. And I just want to be free of constantly asking those same people. Do you get me?
Okay, so like you're asking people to do things and they're not doing the things that you want them to do? Or what?
Yeah.
Or like you're
kind
wasting,
of,
like you're wasting your time on people who can't hear you?
Yes.
So you're like, hey, come to my event. And they're like, yeah, see you later. Or yeah. And go ahead.
And I do that in other things in my life too. And I just...
Okay. Well, and it's like you're giving too much and you're giving and you're inviting and they're like this, right? Mm-hmm. So you want to be free of wasting or putting your energy to that when, what's the best words for this, God? Putting your energy into a needless void, so to speak.
Yeah, or the other person's like, well, what is the topic?
Right. So you know what you do? You ask love before you do that. Let's ask love with the consciousness that is all of this to clear, heal, and change it in us. And in place of this, put the best way to be from love in the purest form, in this reality, any reality, and all that is. Thank you for these gifts in our souls and in all we are, be, say, do, and create, and all that it is. And the best way for us to know something better. And thank you, God, for that for us. All right. So also with this, you can do it simply like that, or just ask love to be free of the consciousness that is all of this and put the best way to be from love. 2 little sentences, so easy. So you don't have to be as in depth and wild as I am, right? In time you'll get there. So what was I going to say? If you want that. Okay, so there was something else that comes in with this, God, with Jennifer asking this and with the energy. Thanks for bringing that back in so that we can bring it in if it's super important for us, and if not, bring it in the future. And thank you, God, for that for us. Did you have anything else to elaborate with that on?
Thank you.
Oh, no. You're welcome. Thank you. Because that's a great prayer for all of us. Nobody wants to waste or put your energy to something that isn't the healthiest for you. So, here's that thing that they were telling me, universe was telling me. Just ask love to speak through you. Ask love, should I ask this person? Should I invite them? And you'll get an answer right away. You know what I mean? They'll be like, nope. Or you won't feel it. Or you'll be like, yeah, I think I want to do this, but no. You know what I mean? And if you ask and talk to universe all the time, which is what I do and teach, right? And that's what we're learning here too, because these are great tools for what's coming in the world. And may the world keep being lovely, and lovely in the best way. God's honest truth from love, right? And free of any and all toxic. We always want that and ask love for that and great things, right? From love, always, right? However, it is always best to retain your own power from love and a self-love space in your heart, in your soul, and create your reality so that you always have all the power, no matter what happens, right? No matter, if the government was taken over or they've break down your door, God forbid, they break down your door and make you have a shot, or you become sick from the shot, or, God forbid, or there's not enough food to eat, or, you get evicted from your house, right? The more you talk to love, and nobody wants that. So I'm going to ask God for us to be free of that, of course, always. Nobody wants that, right? So, but also, God forbid, so to speak, if that ever happens, you have all the tools. Thanks, love, for changing this. Thanks, love, for the best place to live. Thanks, love, for me being free of this. You have the power to stop all these things and to change them by working with love all the time, right? This is for all of us, so that no matter what comes, you always have this diamond in your pocket, and it is in your heart. You know what the truth is. You want to know what the truth is? You ask God for God's honest truth, right? Not so-and-so's truth, not Joe Biden's truth, not propaganda, right? You feel in your heart for the truth. And many times it's not like science will be in the truth, but it's not the whole truth, right? And there's lots of truths within truths, right? But you got to get to the God's honest truth, because that's the truth of all. Okay, so this way you can make your best choices, your best knowing, your best of everything you need. Okay, and this gives you all the power in a world where out here in the collective consciousness, it can very well feel like, oh my God, I have no food. What if I don't have a job? What if I don't have my money? I saved up all my life with my retirement, and what if I lose that? And this is the kind of shit. This is no easy task to have to sit here and be in this world where before it was so different. And there was more of an illusory solidness, which we don't have anymore. And that's why this work that we're doing here is super fucking important, because this is all your power. It's always been in here. Okay. All right. So go ahead. We got another question?
Yes. Sarah says hi real quick.
Hey.
And Christina wrote in, she wrote that her daughter, who is 10 years old, is convinced that their house is haunted. There's a lot of energy moving objects around and flickering and turning lights on and off. She would like to know if this is just their guardian angel sending them a sign, and if so, what the sign is.
It's funny because your daughter is right. The house is haunted. But it's kind of amusing. Because remember, you have all the power, not them. All right? People freak out and they're like, they're like, oh my God, I got ghosts in my house and my kids are scared, or they're like leaving their lights on. And this is the kind of shit that we do too, because people don't know the truth, the God's honest truth. They freak out. They watch paranormal shows, and they watch TV and propaganda and garbage, and everything, all the information you get depends on the vibration of God that you're in, right? So what happens is, with this particular thing, and everything is individual and unique to the souls involved, okay? So it being your house, I feel like it is haunted, absolutely, and your daughter is super gifted. Your daughter has connections to death. Thank you. I'm just totally saging myself here, huh? Shall I pass it around? And I'll pass it in 1 second. So what's happening is, yes, the house is haunted, but the definition of haunted in Earth world and what that really means metaphysically are two different things, right? So in this particular case, I feel like this is what's coming in. Your daughter is 10 years old. Your daughter is very, very, very old soul. She has had lifetimes. All right. As time goes on and she grows and matures and opens her gifts and works with love, if you teach her what I'm teaching you here, the girl is going to be just like through the roof phenomenal star at whatever metaphysical or anything in the world that she chooses to be. But it's no accident that this is happening. You guys should definitely journal, because this will be great information for learning, because you'll be able to put the pieces together, but you'll also be able to write books into the future, and you'll also be able to give yourselves and the whole world a different understanding about death, dying, transformation, how portals work in homes, how souls come in. Also, and this is happening because your daughter's soul is so attached, or not necessarily attached. What is the best word? This is part of her gifts from many, many lifetimes. I feel like almost like this is going to sound crazy, like she was like a gatekeeper to like the doorway to hell, or crossing over an afterlife, right? If you said that, and it wouldn't necessarily be hell, so don't get all freaked out. It's not devilish like that. It's actually a positive thing because people feel safe around her. That's why they come in. They feel like she is a doorway to multi-dimensions, and she has on a soul level, subconscious now and conscious, right? But she doesn't understand it yet, right? That's why ask and you shall receive, write the notes down. But remember, you have all the power. If it's too much, ask God to be free of it right now. Ask God or love who this is. Thanks, love, for letting me know who this is. Thanks, love, for letting me talk to them. Thanks, love, for me hearing them. Thanks, love, for me seeing them in here or in here or in here, like through your eyes and in earth world. Thanks, love, if this is what you want to happen and the best way for it to handle it, right? From love, and the best experience from love, so that you don't just say, oh, let us talk to these souls, and then you have a really rough experience and you get scared and you don't know why that's going on, right? So this is why these gifts are so important, because you can use them and work with them for anything and everything in your life, right? So yes, the house is haunted. Yes, your daughter is a medium, but it's not haunted in like the Sigourney Weaver aliens way where it's like, it's not like that at all. And most of the time it is not. Usually when there's crazy shit that happens, there's so many different ways that goes down, but it's complex. And it many times is because the people are toxic in here, in their hearts and in their souls, right? A very massive amount of toxicity, just like with mental illnesses and broken personalities and severe mental illnesses. It's a similar kind of thing. It's not the same thing, right? So that meaning when you're broken in here, right? There's all different variations of broken and put together and well and unwell. And it's indicative to every individual soul. So your daughter is metaphysical. There's a great possibility that she too, right, can get on the bandwagon with everybody who does YouTubes into the future. I don't feel like that will really start till she's at 13 or 14. But I think, I'm sure that you're going to monitor it and you pray on everything. In other words, create what you want to happen if she wants to do this, right? But always ask love for the best experience so that you create this to be the best that it can be. Because these souls come in because the biggest reason is, yes, your house is naturally a portal because your daughter is one. And it's kind of like we live in a super magical house. And like I was laying down last night, wait, I wasn't last night. It was, I think, the night before, and I was with Rachel, who's over here with me. And let me see. We were sitting in my Jeep, and we just came home from the evening from like a class at the other space in our center. And we were sitting there, and all of a sudden, I felt these big, huge iron walls come up all around the property around us, right? With these old world rivets, right? Big, huge iron, like cast iron, right? Because we have a magic house. So the house does really unique things metaphysically and physically. Sometimes we get some creep energy in our yard too. So I know what you're talking about. We live right behind a nursing home. So, and down the street's a hospital. And then down the street in another direction is a halfway house. So I hope that's the proper, term for it, right? Or a place where people can rehabilitate from drugs, because I'm not trying to be condescending in any way whatsoever. Because this whole YouTube or this whole Facebook Live is designed to help people, right? So these energies, right, when people die and cross over and there's lots of transformation, though they're in our yard. Rachel sees them, my daughter Sophia, and these girls both are super powerful mediums. I see them too, and the house is magical too. The house does crazy shit, like it'll lock the door. Sometimes there's knocking. Sometimes it's the souls knocking. It's crazy shit. Sometimes the lights go on and off. So, and what do? I'm like, okay, God, what is this? If I start to freak out in my people space, I'm like, okay, clear this energy out. Let me know the God's honest truth about what's going on, what's truly happening, and give me the best way to handle this from love, right? So thanks God for that for us, right? Okay, and if you have other questions too, or you get scared or you need help with it, just PM me, okay? This is what we do, and this is for everybody. You need assistance, you don't know how to do it, by all means PM me, right? So, because we're really here, the new world is about helping each other from love, you know what I mean? Yeah. Okay. So go ahead, Rachel.
Two things. Christina said that she had a dream about portals in the house the other night, so that's funny. And then her daughter sees and hears spirits.
Cool. See, but all these things, Christine, is it Christine or Christina?
Christina.
Christina just validated, right? She just said that her daughter sees and hears spirits, and she said, what else with the portals? She might have posted on
She had a dream
there.
about a portal in her house the other night.
Yeah, and Rachel said she had a dream about her portal in the house. And remember, listen to all these things. Messages come through us in everyday earth world, from, drinking alkaline water to, having dreams. Like one of the best dreams for healing I had, and I think one of you guys who asked me about medium stuff, right? One of the best dreams I had was when my father crossed over and he came to visit me in a dream, and we spent the whole day, and it was massive healing. We were sitting in the middle of an empty football field, and I was just sitting next to him and just hugging him and just being near him and spending time. And that was all a dream after he passed away in this reality. In other words, he crossed over, right? And I prayed for that for a long time. But that can only happen, right, when you are best ready for it on both sides. Both my dad had to be in that space as well as me, right? I have to ask from love so I can receive, but I have to let it go, and I have to work on me and do what I need to do for my healing with stuff like this so I can bring these things in, right? I ask. It may not come in for a while, but it always comes in when it is best for everybody from love. So listen to those dreams, because there's incredible information. We travel dimensionally and get information in our souls. When for the most part, it's nothing like people really think. Out here we have earth world dimension, which is like, I see you there. This is my scope of really knowing what's going on, right? And then there's that's the whole world, right? So the whole world metaphysically. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay. Who's next?
Nikki.
Huh?
Nikki's asking.
Nikki Opper.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Nikki.
She wrote in. She asked if you can be a higher vibrational person naturally, and then do smoking, drinking, drugs, etc., and fall in vibration.
And like fall in vibration.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, and this is funny because I went to a seminar, not a seminar, an event in Connecticut. And I remember I had a packed room, and one of the girls there was insisting that she could be enlightened and still want to drink and do drugs. And while that is possible, all right, everything is possible in earth world, you can be a very high, I'm going to straighten this out. I'm going to say a lot of different things to answer this question, okay? Because this is a complex question, right? Because we all have what you call a heart space in our souls, and that's our highest form of love and our highest, purest form of God connection in all of us. It is your Christ consciousness, primarily known as that in earth world, right? Okay. This space of love, let me ask God for the best words and best understanding of all this for us in the best, quickest, easiest way. And thank you, God, for that for us. Okay. This space in your heart carries with it the purest form of God. It's your inner knowing to like innately protect yourself. It's how you know things like who's your friend, who's really not. You get a bad feeling about somebody. It's your total intuition. Like when people say, I got a gut feeling, it's really your heart that tells you, right? Your connection to love energy through your heart, really. Okay, so everybody understands that. But you can have an enlightened soul from many, many lifetimes. But what happens is we accumulate stuff through our energy, stuff meaning energy, through our experiences, habits, patterns, beliefs, ways, and that things assimilate in us, and they're energies that are in our subconscious soul and are in our conscious soul, right? Sometimes they manifest as our hair and all of this, meaning our outfits, my rings, and other things. They're tools and gifts to help us, right? My face, right? My voice, everything is perfectly designed from love energy that is God with my soul, because my soul calls the shots with love and works with that love, right? Because that is God, and I'm part of God, universe, love, right? So I call that in before I even come in, and I agree to that, right? And then I manifest into this reality, right? And so when I come in, right, and let's use me as a really good example, because I'm always talking about these experiences to give people the best understanding, because you don't really understand things until you really go through them yourself, right? That's all part of Mars and Virgo and Earth World. It's the experience of Earth World that really gives us the messages where it aligns with metaphysical. That's why it's Saturn's Earth World with, let's say, Neptune or Pisces, and then Pluto, truth of God, right? The God's honest truth of everything that is, right? So this said, your heart space, you can be enlightened and the highest consciousness in your heart space. But you see how I'm sitting on this couch here? If you're not truly in that space consciously and subconsciously and working in that space, you're not really completely in that space. And your subconsciousness, in other words, your subconsciousness, meaning your habits, patterns, beliefs, can make you drink and smoke and get high. And these are all belief systems. Like some people will be like, they'll come and they'll do reading with me and they'll be like, oh yeah, man. They're like, I did this like peyote and shit so I could get in touch with God. And I said, I got a better way, man. Because that's the truth of God, right? And, there's people who do that and believe in that, and that's just the space or the vibration of God that they're in their belief systems. But the purest form of God doesn't need that to connect when it's right here inside of you. Do you see what I'm saying? But just like what I teach, this is how you actively work with your heart, and this is where the new world is going and the change in consciousness. It's already happening. So while all the toxic darkness thinks it's got an edge on us, not a fucking chance in hell, because all the darkness is all part of what? God, love. It's just the lowest vibration of it. So, and the purest form of love always wins. Always. Purest form of love, right? So that's who we all want to be, because then we don't get put in jail. Then we don't do massive drugs. Then we don't get really sick. Then we don't have tons of problems. And when we were presented with these challenges, what happens? We talk to love. We talk to God. We talk to universe to change those things, to create it to be the best way, to clear stuff out so we can live our greatest lives, right? This is who we are if we want to be, right? So when you say that, it is possible. But a super enlightened person like me will usually not do massive amounts of drugs. Now, sometimes, or drinking, for the most part. Now, there's exceptions, like I said, to everything. But as a general rule, the more enlightened you are, the more high you are on God, so you don't need those things. Do you understand what I'm saying? And let me see, there's some more else to this. Let me see. So people who you can read their energy in their souls, where you see that they're a good person, a lot of times they're not in that space and they'll betray you based on their habits, patterns, beliefs, their crap, which is what I call like, if anybody saw that movies from the 70s, The Blob, the black shit that gets in your soul. And when you've lived many lifetimes, it can be really, really dark. You'd be like, oh yeah, my husband, he wouldn't cheat on me. He's such a beautiful, amazing soul. And then your neighbor calls you up and she's like, yeah, I saw him in bed with the neighbor. I just happened to look through my window in the backyard. And you're like, oh my God, but at the same time, you're like, how does this happen? This happens through unwellness in you, right? Because it happens out here, right? You both called it in so you can heal these things in you. But it's this shit like this. And that's just one example. It doesn't mean it's bad or I'm judging it. It's just a great example to explain to people, right? How things will manifest in the energy out here. When you have a lot of stuff that's toxic in your soul, right? Energy comes out of you. Just like I used to go out in my 20s with my friends. Here's another really good example. I used to go out in my 20s with my friends, and we would all hang out, but I would always run into problems where women would be like, don't hit on my husband. Don't talk to my husband. And I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm not even talking to your husband. But there was an energy in me that had like whore energy, right? So they would come up and confront me because they were worried about me hitting on their husband. And it's on a subconscious level, and I'm not even aware it's there, but it goes back from lifetimes. So these things can happen subconsciously, right? So they can happen consciously, or they can happen right in your face where you're like, oh my God, I have this energy that allows me to have a partner that, let's say, can't be there for me, is cheating on me, is abusing me through this relationship. And where am I doing that to myself? Where is this in every area of my life on a subconscious level? Because it means that I have those energies in my soul, and that's like that black shit, that like blobbish stuff that blocks you, right? If I'm explaining it as a good visual in Earth World, it's that stuff that's in your soul that blocks you from getting to the light and your heart space. This is why people be like, oh, I know that I'm going to take, and you guys might say something or not, but I have to say it. All right. So here I go. People be like, I know that the shot is the right thing to do with science, but the truth is that black shit can make them make a wrong decision, meaning a toxic decision for them. It's not a wrong one because it's guided by their soul, right? But they can make that decision based on choices that maybe they want to cross over so they get the shot, or maybe this is part of their healing journey and they want to learn how to heal the shot, heal what happens happens to their body once they get the COVID-19 shot, let's say, you know what I mean? So, without getting too into it and people's opinions, the bottom line is, if your stuff in your soul that is toxic, energy that is toxic in your soul, it stops you from being all the light that you are in your heart space, and it jacks with your God connection and getting and happening out here in your reality. Toxic things will happen, like your husband will cheat on you, you'll drink and drive, and you'll keep doing the same stupid shit over and over until you address it. And it gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse, right? Why? Not to torture you. Like people say, why would God do this to me? God doesn't do this to you. You do it to you by not being consciously aware. And usually it's not like done on purpose, right? Who wants to hurt fucking nobody, right? It's done to help you so that you can get cognizant of your actions and what's happening in your reality, so you can say, you know what? I feel like that guy would cheat on me. I'm not going to date him. Thanks God for clearing the energy in me that creates that to happen. Let me be free of that and put the best way to be from love. How simple. And then that is so much more less likely to happen in my reality unless I have other things that are that black book attached to it, right? That's when things get really complex, and then you got to come to see me. Right? Or people like me, right? Or if you just keep working with God or love and ask God, ask universe for the answers. The more you do that, the higher you vibrate, the more you work on your stuff constantly every day, create your best destiny, your best reality, everything you want. Because when you work with love, this is how it really works. And this is where the world is going. Okay, everybody got that? Mm-hmm. All right, any questions?
No.
No? Okay.
Right.
All right.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
I keep seeing, when I'm sleeping in my room at night, I keep seeing this, like, lady standing by my closet. And sometimes I don't always get the best feeling from her, so I'm just curious what you pick up.
Her name comes in as Martha.
Okay.
Are you aware of that?
No.
Yeah. Her name comes in as Martha. And there's something about her being a baker and baking bread. All right? Yeah. And you don't get the best energy from her.
I think sometimes it scares me while I'm sleeping. Because I'll wake up and
Yeah,
see her
because
and
I
I'm
don't feel like her energy is ominous at all.
Okay.
So that makes sense to me. But like you said, if you're sleeping in your room and this energy that you see, right? And she comes in as Martha, I feel like she does old world or did old world baking. It's like her art. But it makes sense that you would be afraid, like if you woke up from a sleep.
Yeah.
Like remember that time I was sleeping in bed and you walked in and
Yes.
I was like, doom, in another space. Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of like that.
Yeah.
Where you're so deep in sleep and then you wake up and something startles you. Is it like that, right?
It is like that.
Yeah. Because it's not her energy that's ominous. It just freaks us out. And nobody likes to be freaked out, like that, Usually not, right? Okay, so go ahead. What else we got?
Linda is asking, she wrote, would like some info as to how much longer it will be until I get a job.
All right. How much longer till she gets a job? Linda, what comes in for you is getting creative and finding out what you want to do in your heart. The ways of the old job, the reason you don't have a job is because you're looking in the wrong places in the old ways. Think about what you love to do and start getting creative with what you love to do and how you can incorporate those two things together, what you used to do and everything out throughout your life. Take a look at your life and what you love to do from the past. And everything that you love, because the answer is by putting these things together. Ask love for the best job for you. Ask love that you do these things. Thank you, love, for all these things for Linda. And the best job, the best of everything, best pay, best of everything that she needs with all this from love in the purest form. Clear, heal, and change any and all blocks in us that stop that from happening, and let her be happy and unattached to the outcome and be happy no matter what it is, okay? So this will be created for you. Now, let's also ask that you do this stuff, that you sit down and you take a look, so you start to make it happen by being like the catalyst, like pressing the button in Earth World to be able to move forward with this. I feel like September, October, November, you're gonna have ideas and new things put together with this. But I do feel the new world is entrepreneur, so I feel that you're gonna put all these things together and come up with your own new business. And then ask God, ask love. Thanks for the best solutions. Thanks for the best answers. Thanks for the best melding of these energies. So, and thanks for the best creative ways to open these doors for me, because I feel like you're gonna make a lot more money than you ever did. You're gonna love what you do. You're gonna be way happier, and you're going to be a super contributing factor to the new world in a positive, healthy, humanitarian way. But it works hand in hand. It's not, I give everything to the world and have nothing for me. It's super abundance for you as well. So these things are coming next 10, 12, 18 months, but it's already started. The Lionsgate portal has opened a lot of these energies because it's Leo as well. It's Christ consciousness. It's Lionsgate lion is about heart, being in your heart. And it's a power space. It's a self-love space. It's being in your heart, having passion and living your dreams for you. So this is where the new world is going, because this is not only just for ourselves, but this is how we are abundant for ourselves, and we all come together and change the world together and come up with all the best solutions. And it's about passion, loving what you do and living your dream life, so to speak. So this is all coming in for you, and this is what I'm picking up on. Go ahead.
Samantha is asking for guidance on how to connect to spirit guides. She's feeling stuck in the mud and unable to connect.
All right, so let's do this, Samantha. Let's ask God, universe, love, to clear all these blocks. Thank you, God, for that for us, that are stopping you from connecting. Thanks for the best connection from love. Thanks for the best understanding, knowing, tools, gifts, love, energy, magic. Clear all these blocks, and let's make it happen now, please, from love, in the purest form, in the healthiest, best way. And thank you, God, for that for us. Okay, and let's ask that you're happy no matter what comes in and no matter what happens. And thank you, God, for that for us from love in the purest form. Thanks, God, for that for us. Go ahead.
Sasha is asking about her father. She would like to know more about him. His name is Jose Roberto Vasquez. I believe I pronounced the last one right. His birthday is June 20th, 1963.
Okay, so she is asking about her father who has crossed over.
Yes.
June 20th,
Mm-hmm.
19.
I don't know if he's crossed over. She wrote, how is he? Where will he be in the next few years?
Okay, so he's here.
I would assume so.
So one more time, what is he asking? What is she asking? I just want to validate and clarify this. Yeah.
She would like to know about her father, Jose Roberto. His birthday is June 20th, 1963. How is he? Where will he be in the next few years?
Where will he be? Okay. He feels like he's okay. He's in an all right space. I do feel like he's in and out of consciousness, strangely enough. I feel like he comes and goes. There can be multiple reasons for this. Some of it is in... let me just ask the God's honest truth here so I can understand this and get you the best information. All right, I want to ask you a question. Did he or does he have dementia? Because he comes in either dementia or Alzheimer's, because when I get in his space, he comes in as going in and out of consciousness. And this, too, is another really good thing to talk about, because he can be in this earth world physically and not here. And this is another thing that you can pick up on as well. And this is what people don't realize. A lot of times when people have mental illness like dementia and Alzheimer's, those kind of illnesses are all part of a universal law process in Saturn's Earth world of crossing into different dimensions to prepare them, right, to raise the vibration and then to cross over into out of Earth world, really, okay? Or like I like to call it heaven, but it's, to be with spirit or different dimension. But there's lots of different names that different people call it, but it's not like the end all be all in the traditional heaven way. And we've talked a little bit about this in the past, but. So he feels like he comes in. He feels like he's okay, though. He feels like he's around with angels all the time. And he's just doing what he loves to do. He's not doing anything in specific, like he's not doing anything, I feel like, in Earth world. I feel like he's like in and out of consciousness, and I feel like he's going back in time through different portals in his soul and visiting different places. And this is also what happens, right? This is why when they don't recognize you, they go within lifetimes, within spaces in the portals in their souls, and they go in these spaces because they don't understand dementia and things like that in Earth world, right? but he feels like he does this. Now, this can also be done through dreaming as well, but your father feels like totally that he comes in and out of it. And the thing with this is it's very well hidden. You know what I mean? It's like most souls, a lot of people see most souls under cover of darkness, right? Most medium work is done on the cover of darkness because it's like a hidden thing. It's like taboo, So same thing is true with mental illness. When a person has mental illness, just like any kind of trauma, the soul has amazing, wonderful ways to hide it, shut it down, and you can think that everything's fine, but yet in your heart you're like, yeah, it's not fine, or I know there's something that's not right? So the more you talk to the universe, they get the God's honest truth of the answers of all this. You ask and you shall receive, and the answers of any questions you have here with all this will come in as well. All right, but this is for really all of us, so you can get a handle on understanding the truth of love or God, because it's not like people think, oh, well, they have mental illness and they're sick. Well, let's understand the whole entire process from love and ask God for gifts and tools to work in that space, okay? So from love, and that's also why we're here and why you do that. The more you talk to love, the more you talk to God, angels, universe, whatever you feel designed to call it in your soul, right? Whatever you feel is the best way to do so, right? If you feel this, then you do it, okay? Then you talk to God. But yeah, he feels fine. I do feel like he loves you, but it's strange because he feels like removed, and that's because he's coming in and out a lot, but that doesn't stop him from loving you, ever. Okay? And that's just part of this process in Earth world and multidimensional spaces, okay? All right. Oh, and I just want to take a minute. How many more? Do we have a lot more questions, or do we have some questions?
We have about 10 more questions.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to take a minute because we have somebody in our audience, Cheyenne, and she drew some beautiful lion pieces, I think a couple of forums ago that we did, and she donated them to us, and I put them in my energy room till I can get them framed, but they're absolutely magnificent. But I wanted to take the time to show everybody her work. A lot of you guys have seen it, and what Universe told her is that she should do some tarot cards and open up with her art, and she's done exactly that, and they're fucking fabulous. It's so incredible. All right, but first I want to show you the biggest piece, which is this lion here, which is absolutely gorgeous. I don't know, I think you guys can see it. Can you see it? It's really super beautiful. And I love that it has the wind because, in my sun sign, I'm a Libra Scorpio. And it's funny because you have the blue all in there. That's all water, right? So I'm what you call cuss baby, Libra Scorpio in my sun. So to me, this calls to me in that way, which is really cool. So thank you. So this is her beautiful lion piece, which is absolutely stunning. And the other thing I would like you to do that they're telling me is start framing your work. You know what I mean? If you need afterwards, we can talk more about it on a personal level, but definitely start framing your work because your work is super amazing. And it's about honoring your gifts, valuing your gifts, having worth for you, respecting you and the beautiful, amazing that you are and have, okay? All right. And that said, wait till you guys see these. These are going to fucking floor you because they're so phenomenal. I can't wait till you do the whole deck. I'm so excited. What did she do? Universe told her to make her own tarot cards. Look at these. They're actually fucking wood. Aren't they amazing? She's so amazing. Super fucking amazing. So this is one of them. Yeah. My sister goes, get the fuck out. Yeah. Isn't it beautiful?
You guys got to see these.
I told her we should have a show here, it'd be awesome. I mean, who doesn't want these? And I'm like, oh my God, here is exactly what we're talking about, being creative and original with old ideas. I mean, everybody has tarot decks, right? And they're really beautiful. They're beautiful, amazing art. But how many people out there have wooden ones? Anyone? Fuck yeah. I mean, look at this beauty. Yeah. I think some people have seen them, right? But how many of you have wooden tarot decks? Fucking amazing. The girl's amazing. So this is about getting creative here in Earth World, taking old ideas and getting new ones from universe for the new world, for you, for your soul, to be unique and creative and put it out there in Earth World so you can be your best you and do amazing state-of-the-art visionistic stuff. I mean, this is fucking incredible. Really great, really beautiful. Thank you so much. And we're going to put them here in our shop, and you guys can come and see them. We're probably going to get them framed, but they're super, super lovely. But this was also a great example for everybody, like I said, about how to morph their careers and do new and different things. And what did we do? We asked universe for the answers. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So really cool stuff. So thank you. Thanks. Okay. So ready?
I believe her name is Lena.
Okay.
She is asking about her mother. She said she passed away about 19 months ago on the 24th. This previous Saturday, she saw a license plate with 4 digits of her mom's phone number, then a house with the same address, and then a dragonfly landed on her backpack when she was out on her canoe. She feels her mom is around, but she's wondering if you do, and also what her mom is telling her.
Yeah. When you feel something is around you, it's totally happening, okay? You know, and especially if you get multiple signs. Signs of the number 3. 3 times you really got to pay attention to it, whatever it is, right? So if you see a police car 3 times, you know, most likely you're going to get pulled over by the 4th time. But if you say the first time you see a police car and you notice it, you say, thanks God for me being free of that, right? Then you create it to be different. You have a great propensity to create it to be different. But if you get afraid when you see the police car, it might not be 3 times before you see it and get pulled over. Do you see what I'm saying? Everybody understand that? Okay. So, back to the question. And if you could re-say the question one more time, it's her. Oh wait, no, you don't even have to, because they're telling me how this goes in. So you've seen multiple messages from your mother. You said it was the phone number on a license plate, right? And then there were 2 other messages. What were the messages?
The same numbers on a house address and then a dragonfly on her backpack.
House address bat. Yeah, dragonfly is about transformation. So the mother is telling her there's a bunch of messages with the dragonfly for her. Dragonflies have beautiful colors and rainbow colors. So that's about transformation, both on a personal level and her mother transforming and adjusting and to multi dimensions and the magic of all that is love energy in whatever dimension she's in. Excuse me. Let me see. So your mother is around you. These messages, anything that comes in 3 like this is telling you the truth of what's going on. So let's see. So she does come in. She is around you a lot. There is something about, and you will probably understand this, like right here in the center here, there's this little like end table, you know, like most people have with a couch and stuff, right? There's this little end table here to give you a visual without pulling the phone or the camera off here. So she's showing me something about a little wood table, and she's like dusting it off. And there's some kind of connection there for you and her. She's also telling me about candles and vases. Was she like a Virgo, like a neat freak? Because she comes in as being like, and when I say a neat freak, that's okay. You know, everybody has their things and their gifts and their blessings, right? But she's coming in as being very particular. But she also, I feel like she likes candles, and she has a vase there, and it's a pink vase, okay? Yeah, it's like a pink vase, and she's saying you may. She's showing this because I feel like it has connection to you in so many different ways. It could be in your house. It could be in her house. And it could also be in pictures growing up. I'm just asking universe about more of this. Thanks, God. She's also telling me a couple different things about some big cars, some newer cars, 2 newer cars that almost look like a crossover vehicles, and then there's something about a Cadillac. All right, she's directing me outside to Earthworld things and cars, so I feel like you may own these or she owned them, but there's a connection here with that for you, where she's connecting. I feel like there's 2 darker cars, but there's also some kind of a Cadillac. It could be a newer Cadillac, it could be, but it feels like an older one. And there's 3 colors that come in: a red, a white, and like a dark green with that. It's funny because they're saying sun, moon, and earth rising, and I'm like, what is that? All right, God. tell me what that's about. Thank you, God, for that for us. They're saying to me, sun, moon, and earth rising. Maybe you would know about that. Do you sun, moon, earth rising? I don't know if you've done their charts together in the astrology, but there's apparently some kind of connection between the sun, the moon, and the earth is a rising sign. So I feel like her earth sign is rising. So she may have a Virgo rising or Virgo in her first house. Okay, she could also, yeah, because they're saying earth rising, but it could be also an earth sign such as a Capricorn and a what is the other one? Taurus. Although I don't feel like it's a Taurus. I think she's way too prudent to be Taurus energy. Taurus energy likes lavish gifts and beautiful things in their home. And not that your mom doesn't like those things. She does. She's like a perfectionist. However, she, she isn't gonna spend on lavish, extensive, expending on beautiful things like a Taurus would. Taurus is a second house, and it's about things and beautiful, lovely things and having nice things. Where a Virgo likes nice things, and they are definitely perfectionists, and they have beautiful things, but they're a little more prudent and not quite the spenders as Tauruses are. Okay, so there you go. And there's one other thing for her to relay to you. There's something about a comforter and a very soft bed. Did you lie in bed with her and have like a very soft, comfortable, puffy blanket that has like light pink, reddish kind of roses on it, and it feels like almost Victorian? There's a theme here of like almost like Victorian, but the bed is really comfortable and it's like nurturing and beautiful, and I feel like it's her bed, and very wood top. It almost feels like a grandmother energy bed, but it's a very nurturing bed. It's a very comfortable bed, and I feel like there's something, a connection there for you and her. And this is about nurturing and softness and just warmth and feeling loved, and that's why she's showing it to me. And this could be your bed. It could be you and your son, or you and your daughter, or you know what I'm saying. But I feel like it's a connection with you and her personally. That is really super personal to you and her. Like just some really magical times where you really felt loved. I don't want to cry about this. Okay, so go ahead.
Cheryl is asking, she says, today is 6 years since Bob passed away. Finally, I think things are getting better slowly. Will I ever completely heal?
Yeah, you will heal. Let's take the energy and let's nip this in the bud so we can like rocket you forward. This is about Cancerian energy. This is about holding on to the past. This is also about Taurus energy. I do this a lot. I get nostalgic about the past. Like the spiritual people I used to hang out with and work with. I'm like, oh, I miss them. And oh, I love them. And I'm like, stop. Like, not that I can't do that and that's bad, right? I'll do that in the past. I'll be, oh, I remember when I had a nice time, right? So a lot of times what happens is we get stuck in these things and we relive them and we don't let go of them and we waste energy or expend energy on them, right? And you have to say, okay, like the magic number 3. Three strikes you're out, 3 times the charm. 3 is active God, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Number 4 is completion, right? So if you keep thinking about him like 3 times over and over, and there's a lot of sadness, or like, let's say extensively, 3 years goes by, or 3 months where you're having a really hard time, it's time to move this energy out. Right? And you want to be able to move on. You want to grieve and let go in the healthiest, best way. So, and Cancer has this thing about being and feeling really, really guilty. Cancerian energy feels really, really guilty. Many times they can relive the past. And if you put some air sign in there, in other words, if you put some air energy in there, oh my God, they start to get crazy thinking over and over and over. You know what I'm talking about, I know. All right, so that said, bless you.
Thank you.
Let me see. Thanks, God. So this said, I'm going to ask God to clear all this energy out that of you, that this consciousness in you, energy in you that won't let go and can't let go and is super, super sad, having a really hard time. And any of us who have any of this energy that is all like this and is stuck in a grieving space where we can't move forward and it's any way, shape, or form unhealthy for us. Let's clear, heal, and change all of that. And in place of this, put the best way to be from love in the purest form in this reality, any reality, and all that is. Thank you, God, for these gifts in our souls and in all we are, be, say, do, and create, and all that it is, and the best way for us and all is something better. And thank you, God, for that for us. So this should really help you to move forward. But then they're also giving me 3 things that you can do for the 4th thing, which is completion. They're telling me, let me just say, excuse me, they're telling me to tell you to go out to dinner for yourself. Go and sit in a nice restaurant that you love, and it doesn't have to be in front of people. They're saying get a booth and just enjoy it. Have a nice glass of wine if you want. I'm not encouraging you to drink, right? But or a glass of soda or something that you love, right? Your favorite meal, but have a really nice, they're telling me, time by yourself. This is about healing and being comfortable alone and allowing yourself to have good things, whether you have a partner or not, right? So this when they say 1, 2, 3, they're also telling me to tell you, so this is one thing, right? Go out and have a nice dinner at one of your favorite restaurants. Pick a place that you love that is not going to make you cry and bawl if you and Bob went there, because that's just not going to be conducive to this. But pick a place that you have like good memories at, you know what I mean? And ask you, how do you do that? Ask love for the best place to do this, okay? The other thing is, and ask love that you do it, right? And also, buy yourself roses. At least once a month, go out and get yourself beautiful roses that are red and pink. And they're also telling me yellow to brighten your day, pink for self-love and healing, and red for passion. Passion for you, passion to live your dreams, passion for your life. So you can buy all 3 of them, or 1 month, and if you want to buy more than that, you can. What they're trying to do is make it economical for your needs in the vibration of God that you're in, right? So they're balancing it and harmoniously for you. Those are 2 things. And then at least they're saying once a week, do something that you absolutely love for you. And this is all part, you can just start this now, but you may find that you start a cycle of this for total healing, because this is going to balance earth world feelings and emotions. In other words, earth world you with metaphysical. This is going to balance those things out, okay? So this is part of that process, because people say to me all the time, well, what can I pray on, or what can I, do to change this and do this? And what people don't realize is we are in earth world. So do metaphysical things with physical, right? To balance, right? That's Saturn's earth world and Neptune's spirituality, right? Or Neptune, Pisces, and, in alignment, of course, with the God's honest truth of love, right? Which would be your scorpionic or your Plutonian energy. Okay, but you got to get up and do in earth world. It's a physical reality, okay? So these things are going to help you get past all of this, okay? All right, thanks.
Debbie is asking, she said instead of the normal 5-minute reading, can she get a 2.5-minute reading?
Oh, is this Debbie Akers? Debbie! Debbie! All right, let me see. Debbie Akers. I see a lot more with music coming into your future, a lot more traveling with music. I see 2 new adopted kids that you have. You know them? I see you spending more time. I feel like you're calling in another family, which you've already called in, which you know about, and it's a spiritual family. And these 2 girls love music like you do. And I see really good times coming into the future for you and them. I do see overnight trips and weekend trips. It's pretty exciting. I also see you going in the future with them. It's kind of like a fresh start on a new life and new dreams and happiness with the things that you love as well. I see you actually somewhere along the line, those 2 young people that are kind of like your adopted daughters, they are going to, and part of your old family, but it's your new family, right? They are going to have, they're going to play events in different places, and you're going to go and be supportive. You may even invite your other friends. It's pretty exciting. And also, there's something about you opening some of your musical gifts that, and you're probably going, no, I don't have any, however, you do. You absolutely do. And these are some of those new doorways that are going to open up that we don't think that we have, in these gifts that are going to open up, called in by our souls. So there's something about you either writing music or having music written, or something musical gift that comes in for you. And it may be incorporated with the girls, it may be separate, but there's lots of really good stuff coming. And then there's something about, I don't know if you're taking any classes or doing anything with floral designs. I feel like that flowers are calling you in. For real flowers, though, it feels for the most part. And that's because it's like aromatherapy as well as color therapy and nature therapy, like the real stuff. Like there's nothing like real, you know what I mean? Like getting in real life in person. Okay. Let me see. Anything else for Debbie? Does Debbie have any other question with that? No? I'm getting stuff in my mouth here. All right. Okay, go ahead.
Caitlin wrote in, she wrote, I have really been struggling lately. Am I going to be okay? I'm new here, but I'm really searching for myself.
Yeah, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. If you use these tools especially, right? Ask love that you're fine. Ask love for the greatest way to be, the best things that you need. Space to live, friends, community, job, emotional spaces as well, that you feel good about you and you're happy, and the best places to go to make you happy, the best of everything you need from love. And thank you, God, for that for us in the best way. For all of us, right? From love in the purest form, in the best way for us, and all, or something better. And thank you, God, for that for us. You're going to be fine. There's something about you going on drives. I feel like you have a lot of air sign, like air in your energy. So a lot of times air signs will like to drive around in their cars. Like I do this all the time. I have a Jeep, and so I like to roll the windows down, and sometimes I'll take off the top. It's rare that I take off the top, but sometimes I do. However, I'll be in my car, and if you have a sunroof, you let the air down. There's something about healing and being comfortable and learning the layout in Earth world as well as the air around you for healing, right? Air signs, I love to go on a drive and look at the scenery and feel the wind in my hair, and this is an air sign thing, and this is really good for healing for you with this new space. This is what they're telling me, and this is also good for anybody who has a lot of air sign, like head thinkers. Do you ever do that, Steve? I'm getting no. Steve will not allow himself to do it.
No. When I was young, I used to do that all the time, but
Yeah.
now I never
Yeah.
do.
I used to go on rides in like national parks and shit. Sometimes even here at 64th Street in Virginia Beach, I'll take the kids and we'll just ride in and out of there, with the windows down. And because you smell the air, it's nature. You know what I mean? The air and in the cooler weather, and then we can look at the ocean and the paths, and so it's very healing. Yeah. Start doing it, because that'd be great for you. It's great for Rachel. It's great for me. It's great for Sophia. And you guys have air sign in you? Mark? What?
I have a Libra moon.
Yeah. So, yeah. And it could be in your moon. It could be in your rising. It can be a lot of different placements in there. Yeah. But if you like it, it's most likely in there. Do you see what I'm saying? How about you? Easy. Do you know what you have? Do you ever do anything like that? Yeah. Didn't you used to ride motorcycles?
Oh, I've got 2 Harleys.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've toured the country. Been to Canada and Sturgis 3 times, and Grand Tetons, and
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Florida. It's nothing like, that's the way to see the country.
Yeah.
People say, convertible's the same. It's not the same.
Yeah. No. A motorcycle is quite a lovely thing. Yeah. There's a freedom there that you don't really have in a car. That's for sure. And it's a great thing. So you know how healing it is.
Yeah. My biggest problem is, since Karina can't ride, and I don't have a sidecar, I don't ride much anymore because we're always together.
Okay, so let's ask Spirit that we change that they bring you a sidecar that's best for you and her if you so choose. No, you don't want to go? Not ready for that?
I would have to get, I mean, my touring bike, it's like $70,000. It's a tribute bike to the movie of Easy Rider.
Okay.
Okay, it has 19 scenes painted all around it.
Okay.
If I put a sidecar on there, it took the artist 51 weeks just to do my bike.
Wow. Can you get another one though? Maybe one that's not so, like to me, this is not just a motorcycle that is for use. It's more like a collector's item, and it's a value. It has worth. It's like, like I say, I invest in my vehicle. Like my vehicles, I invest in things that are of good quality. But you can always have multiple vehicles, and I feel like you could get another car and another motorcycle rather with a sidecar, and you could go with her.
Well,
Yeah.
My second Harley is a V-Rod, which is made for the racetrack.
There you go.
Okay, but
Three.
it's been through my mind, to get one of the Russian, they call them Urals, and they
Okay.
come with the sidecar, nothing fancy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then again, storage is a problem.
Storage.
I mean,
Right? So what do you
One
do?
of my other trucks is a K5 Blazer, and that's supposed to be in the garage. And
Right.
it hasn't since I bought it,
Right.
because
Because you need more space, right? Or you need something to be able to cover it.
But you're right, as far as me and open air, because I have a 43-foot toy hauler out at Whitetail Resort, and that's about 60 miles from here. It's out in Zuni. That's where I go to connect with nature.
Cool. All right.
And or, like you said, 60, I haven't been there in a while. But,
Okay. So I'm just going to explain to our people on Facebook that Easy Rider is a gentleman here who's with us tonight in our audience, and he has lots of different beautiful, amazing motorcycles that he invests in. And his dog, what is her name? Karina? Right? His dog Karina goes with him everywhere, and he hasn't been able to ride his motorcycles. And so what we're coming up with is that he's telling me he used to love to go, and because he has the dog, he can't go. So he realizes he needs a motorcycle with a sidecar, right? And that's that air, getting the air and getting nature. It's super healthy for all of us. It's also great for clearing energy too, if you connect to that. But so we're going to ask Universe for all the gifts and tools you need to make this happen, so you can truly start this new thing. I feel like also you're going to have like a diary, and you're going to start, writing with this.
you
with
said that before, that I'd be writing books, and
Yeah.
I'm not a writer.
Right, but you don't. But your experience with your dog going across the country, I see this, and it's coming. So the doorways are going to open because you're going to have such a good time, and it's going to be so uniquely different from the old ways that you used to ride. You don't have to do this, but if you want this, it's right on your soul's life path. Right? And it actually is really cool because it helps and opens a doorway for pets all over the world, right? Because now pets aren't stuck at home without their owners. And it opens doors to bringing your pet on vacation, bringing your pets to different places, riding on a motorcycle with your pet. So it's getting creative with your relationships with your animals. And that's really something that I think a lot of people shut down because they're like, we go to work, we come home, we see our pets, I don't have the time for this, or we drive to the park once in a while, but nobody really does. Like, not that nobody really does this, but it's a new way to get people to think, and it's creative and it's new, you know what I mean? And it feels really good for you, and it also helps pets, because what do pets love the most? Being with their people, right? Yeah. And that's what you love too, right?
Well,
It's part of what you love.
I'm an animal Reiki healer, and that's my spirit path
Yeah.
to use that, and also animal communication. And
Yep.
I've just been on such a journey. I just finished channeling level 3 and getting ready to take another course of Akashic Records, start that next
Cool.
month. And
Awesome.
Another animal communication next month.
All right, so
Yeah.
Easy Rider's talking about his Reiki career, his career in Reiki. He's taken courses in Akashic Records, and he's doing lots of channeling. So these are all great things. So you're on a path for even just advancement. right?
Right.
And all those things you can share with everybody
I'm a
too.
oneness blessing giver, so, I mean, exactly what you're talking about. I'm
Cool.
just going, yes, 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 you know, and
Yeah.
my two goals every single day, because I've been retired 8.5 years, that's when I really branched off.
Okay.
And my two goals every day I wake up is to live in love and treat everybody and everything with love.
There you go.
Unconditional love,
Yeah.
which that's what you've been
Yeah,
speaking
that's
all
what we
night.
teach.
And
Mhm.
the other one is to be happy.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
do those two things,
Yeah.
and don't beat yourself up, oh, well, I should have cut the grass, or I should have fixed this, or
Yeah.
if you're happy, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. True.
It doesn't,
True. True.
you know, so
Yeah.
you can't beat yourself up over this stuff.
Yep.
And once you live in that bubble of love and happiness,
Mm-hmm.
that's what we're all meant to do.
Yeah. Totally. Thank you for your input too, for sharing. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I talked
Oh,
too
no,
much.
no, you're fine. And what Easy Rider just said, and for everybody who didn't hear, he was saying how what we do, he does this as well in his own special way. He teaches through what he does as well. And he says unconditional love is what he teaches and does and practices in oneness blessings. So this is part of the same energies. You see what I'm saying? So however you do it is what is best for you. And he just shared his stuff with us. So thank you. Thanks. Thank you too. All right. How many more questions and how much time do we have?
It's about 8:45, and we have a handful more questions.
Okay. And then we can also talk about, if we have time, I did want to get to the unicorn lion thing because it's crazy. Okay. So go ahead. If we can get to it, we will. If not, we'll get to it next week and we'll keep the book here. Go ahead.
Candy wrote in about a dream she's had. She wrote, I had a dream that I was fighting a huge demon. I could feel his breath on my face, and I stood my ground and did not back down. I could see my family to my right, but far away, and I was protecting them.
Okay. All right. We're all going through a whole lot of dreams. This is like, it's healing. It's your soul releasing stuff. Dreams have many, many, many different messages in them. When you say demons, what comes in is this big demon energy. It's just basically the energy in your soul. It's also about your soul assimilating the energy that's going on in the world. How do I protect my family from all this crazy, toxic, dark energy that's going on out here, right? And how do I keep them safe? And what you're doing is your soul saying, hey, wait a minute. I have all the power here, and this is how you're protecting them. You're keeping them behind you. You're keeping them safe. So your soul is like assimilating this energy. How am I going to do this? It's, saying it's acclimating to everything that's going on, and it's saying, I have all the power here. I have the power, right? I have the power no matter what happens in Earth World. I have that power. And it's reminding itself. It's making you yourself be and feel more self-assured. It is also about your power space, which it is going into, and your self-love energy space. This is all about that. Okay, so, and this is what happens. We have these dreams with the people we love. Our soul does different things, and a lot of you will find that you'll be having dreams like this, where you're in some kind of battle, or the darkness is trying to get you, and then you feel like you don't have any power, and you wake up. But then the next night, you may be, like your soul has another dream similar, but then you realize that you have all the power. Now, they all can be in one dream, and it can be multiple different things, depending on all the details, of what's going on in there. Many times it's a lot of different things, messages from the universe as well. But overall, this is a big primary message for you, that you have all the power. You're on a self-love journey. Which is a power journey as well. Because that's what the world is doing. It's taking its power back from toxic, unwell, darkness, really. Be it elites, CCP, whatever else is out there that is part of this toxic energy that has come together and is all of this dark energy. If you think about it in metaphysical, it's the battle between dark and light, right? But your soul is saying, hey, wait a minute, I have the power here. Okay? All right. So anybody else have some dreams or anything? What you got?
There's more questions.
Okay, more questions.
Sarah Walsh is asking if her and her guy will sort things out and get back together.
All right. All right, God. What's the God's honest truth for Sarah Walsh and her guy? Uh, when it comes down to it, his energy, he might come back 2 or 3 times, or you might try to work it out. But ultimately, what I'm feeling is that energy in him, he doesn't want to do what it takes. And it's not necessarily done consciously. It's on a subconscious level. He just can't do it. He doesn't have that in him at this time. It's not, and when you look at it energetically, what happens is the fact that you're asking, you already kind of know that. When you start to say, am I going to stay with my guy? What happens is you already know on some level that you're not, because most of the time you're not, like 98.99987, you're not. There are a few exceptions. However, all the signs in Earth world tell you this. Now, I feel like it's hard because you do love each other. There's no question about that. But this is all about self-love and nurturing and what is acceptable and good and healthy in a relationship for you. Because you can love somebody, but if your needs aren't met, like if your partner isn't there and he can't be there for you and he can't do the right thing, and there's a deficit in there and your needs aren't getting met, then you cannot stay together, right? But this is fantastic because partners are such a great personal thing for our self-love journey, because we can heal why this is in us, what's happening in us that draws a partner that just can't be there for us because we're not there for us. So he is a mirror to you. Your similar energies, you will manifest differently, but it will be a similar energy because you both came in to heal this, and this is why you're together. And if you can heal it, yes, you can absolutely stay together, but at this time it feels like you're going in different directions. You may try to each pull on each other at different times, but it feels like the timing just isn't right. It's like a puzzle piece that, trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. You'll try to make it work possibly 3 or 4 more times, but I feel like, and that'll be over the next 12 to 16 months. But overall, you are better off doing it. Better off meaning it is wisest and best for you both if you would, work on your soul, work on your spirit work, creating your best life, and starting to focus more on yourselves instead of the together part. Because there is no together if there is no us. We have to put you first from love, okay? And that's the self-love journey, okay? All right. Anyone else?
Dawn is asking, she wrote her, my dad passed away. Was it the way I felt it was, or is it the way I am being told?
All right, one more time with that.
She wrote her dad passed away. Was it the way I feel it was, or is it the way that I'm being told?
Yeah, it's funny that you say that. You say, is it the way I feel it was when your dad passed away? Or is it, what I'm being told? It's a little bit of both. There's truths in everything. Like a lot of times we have habits and patterns which are in our soul, right? Where we see our fathers as having rose-colored glasses, or the people that we love the most as having rose-colored glasses, or you might be your dad's favorite, right? So, and so you may put your dad on a pedestal, okay? So there's truths in everything. It's not exactly the way that you see it. If you want to get more in depth, you can PM me, or you can talk more about it here by writing it all out, and I can tell you what the truths within that are, okay, if you're interested in doing that. But the bottom line is, you feel in your heart and you know what the truth is, right? But also ask love, ask God, ask universe. And just like for my last person's question, if you really want to be with the man or the partner that you want to be with, ask love that if this is what's best for you, both of you, that it happens, and then ask God to let it go and that you're happy no matter what. So, and then for yours, ask love for the God's honest truth about each of these things, what you heard, what you know, what you remember, because these things are very personal and they're very emotional. And when things get emotional, things get crazy. We don't hear ourselves. We're not cognizant. We're not present, right? And if we have hurt feelings, we get upset and our emotions cloud the way. And so we don't always see the God's honest truth, right? So there's bits and pieces of this because there's such a powerful connection with you and your dad on a soul level from lifetimes to present day. And let me see, is there anything else with this for you? No. And also they're telling me, oh, yes, there is, because you feel in your heart, and you'll know which pieces are the truth. And again, you can validate, verify, and ask for sure. Thanks, love, for that for me. There you go.
Leandra is asking if her grandmother is around her.
Yeah, she's around you a lot. What's strange is I see a walker in a wheelchair. Was she ever in those things that you remember? Because she's showing me this. And I almost see like, it's weird. There's like a photograph and a painting that she is showing me as well, which you might be able to connect with. It has like a little white rim around it. It feels like an old world picture. I want to say like from almost like the 1960s or the 1970s. So she is around you. She's showing me these things for you. So there's some kind of connection. She's also talking to me about red balloons. Anything recently for a red balloon? Have you had a red balloon come in, or a red balloon in your house? Or you may see a red balloon in your dream or outside. Red is about passion. It's about love. It's her letting you know that she's around you all the time. So into the future, if you see that balloon, it's from her. Okay? All right. Go ahead.
Ann Williams is asking if there's anything for her, please.
And
very first thing that comes in, new job is going to be great. If you ask spirit, ask love that you love it. Ask love that you have a great time. I feel like it's a whole new path, a whole new doorway, a whole new life for you, which is great. This is the start of that. Universe is reminding me to tell you to keep it in check, meaning be wise. How do you do that? Work with love. Create your day so that you will have less grief and clear your blocks that would create any kind of obstacles. Do you see what I'm saying? To having the best day as well. So create what you want to happen. Feels really good for you. I also see a house coming in for you into the future. It feels like it's like a light green. It's a smaller house, but what's wild is it's really all you need. And not that it's a bad thing, one man's happiness is not that for another, right? What is it they say? One man's trash is another man's treasure, right? That's another saying that goes with this. One person wants $1 million home with 5,000 square feet, and another person wants to live like one of Rachel's friends in the woods with nothing, in a tent, right? And he's brilliant, and yet that's what he wants to do. And is that wrong? Is that right? What it is about is what your soul wants, and what is best for you from love, right? So yeah, you guys all know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, well, yeah, and he's a fucking riot, he wants to live in the woods, and he has a dog, just like Easy Rider. He goes everywhere with his dog, and he just camps out, and he sometimes has a job, I think, but COVID-19 has been kind of everything that's going on in the world's been kind of crazy. So all right, so let's see. Yeah, I do feel like you having this house is coming in for you, and it's lovely. It's like in a lovely little neighborhood. I see a fence that's about like this high, like almost like a 3 foot or 4 foot fence. It's not a very tall fence, but it comes around it. But there's a lovely energy around it, and there's like a magic elemental, and it's a positive, healthy thing, and it's about new beginnings. That's like spring earth. It doesn't mean that this is the house you're going to live in forever, although you may love it so much because magic is magic, like my house, it's magical. I swear to God, sometimes there's all these things that are fucking wrong with it, and I'm like, but yet I'll never let go of it because it's just so amazing. And I'm like, okay, God, change this now, please. Clear this now, please. Fix this now, please. Yeah, this house feels really good for you as well. So great things are on the horizon. I also feel something about a car. Now, I feel like the car is used, but it's going to be a really nice, good vehicle as well. And all of this, I feel like, is something about some stuff is going to be donated to you to help you out, is what's coming in. But put it out there from universe. It doesn't really matter where stuff comes from. What matters is love. That you ask and you receive and great things happen, and we're happy. So ask universe to be happy with everything you get. Thank you, God, for that for all of us, always. And no matter what comes out in the world, thank you, God, for that for us from love. Go ahead.
Margie would like to know if retirement is in her future.
Most definitely, it is in your future. I feel like there's a little bit of panic in your people space where you're, you know, I know a lot of people like this. So, and this is happening also because Uranus is in Taurus. So this is like jacking with everybody's money and financial beliefs. Okay. So let's see. Good things are coming with money, okay? However, your fears have a propensity to make you keep like putting back retirement because you're worried about what's happening in the world, and rightfully so. I mean, people get the crazy freak on, you know, oh, am I going to have enough money? So one of the best ways to do that is protect yourself with solid assets in Earth world, Saturn's Earth world. That's what universe tells me. This is one way, right? Gold and silver is a fantastic way to have value and worth. You don't have to tell anybody, right? Ask love how much, ask love what's the best number for you, and where to put it, right? Where that it's going to be safe, right? So this is just one way, as well as other things like foods and things for trade if we get into those spaces. But these will help you because these are solid earth world things that you can put your hands on, which is a little bit different from the old world ways and retirement stuff, okay? So this is coming in for you to help you balance that space in earth world, as well as let's clear out these things in you that are afraid that would keep you extending your retirement. But it is coming. I feel like it's in 2 to 3 years. I still think I still feel in the next 2 to 3 years you will retire, but you may is the biggest propensity for that 57 to 63 to 68%. However, there's still a little part of you that might push it even further, right? I don't even want to tell you what that number is. Okay. I feel like it might be like a 6 to 8, but that would be only if you get crazy, like freaking out about money. But let's do this. Let's clear this energy out right now that would do that in all of us, right? Because we're all going through this Uranus-Taurus transit, right? And Taurus is all about money. So this in Uranus is all about, explosions, new things happening, innovation, visionistic, but it's also gonna blow the doors off of your beliefs with money, along with Capricorn and Pluto, because this is about transformation and changing your old world beliefs into new ways of doing and seeing and understanding abundance and money and things like that. So let's clear, heal, and change all energy that is blocking your retirement in the healthiest, best way, and that you have the best retirement and the best of everything that you need from love. With all this, gifts, tools, love, energy, magic, clear, heal, and change anything and everything that isn't in alignment with you retiring in the next 2 to 3 years, if not before then, and when it is best and healthiest for you from love. And anything that is toxic with all this energy, clear it all out and put the best way to be from love. And thank you, God, for that for us. And let's ask that you're happiest no matter what happens. Thank you, God, for that for us. In other words, no matter what universe brings you and what happens into the future. And thank you, God, for that for us. Because once you do that, you let it go, and it then can flow easier. When we hold on to things, we push it away, and then it takes longer. And that would be that 6 to 8 years, which would make you crazy, I think. All right, so there's your answer. Go ahead. Wait, Mark has a question.
I actually have two. First off, I was wondering...
What? Go ahead.
I have two questions. So, first off, I was wondering why Lucky's so obsessed with my closet. Like, he's always looking in there, like there's something in there, and I have no idea what's going on with the closet. It has like a mirror on the outside of the closet. Mm-hmm. When you close it, it's just like a full, both sides have mirrors.
Okay.
And, of course, I don't know if he just likes looking at himself or... And even when it's open, like, he'll look in there, and it just seems like there's something going on with that. So I guess that's the first one.
That's the first one. Okay, so Mark says his dog Lucky has a closet obsession. He wants to be in the closet, or he wants to he just keeps looking in the closet. I do feel like it's a portal. I do. But I feel like there's more to it than that. It's like, oh yeah, I'm giving you the traditional answer, but I feel like there's some kind of, here it is, there's some kind of magic in there. And Lucky connects to it. Okay? Energetically, there's a magic that he connects to in the portal. That makes sense, because then it comes out of the portal in the closet. Do you see what I'm saying? Lucky really is a magic dog. He really is. He's a beautiful soul. Yeah, so it has to do with the magic of the space of the portal more than like souls or anything freaky. Do you understand that? So it's almost like Lucky connects with that and it gives him energy, like magical energy. It's almost like, like fuel for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because when I get in that space, I see colors. I see like little diamonds and like sparkles and stars. Has Rachel ever seen any of this?
No, I see people in his closet, but not like the stars.
Rachel sees people there, but Lucky sees his stars. Oh my God, Lucky stars!
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's a cereal, right? Remember Lucky's? That's so fucking funny. That is so funny. Lucky stars. How fucking funny that is. Yeah, stars and magic. So he's connecting with the magic of the energy there.
Okay.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Did you have one more question?
Well, and I'm guessing when it's closed, he just really generally likes looking at himself in the mirror because he thinks he's handsome. That's what I'm picking up on. I don't know. And the second one was a house. Like, how long?
Yeah, and Lucky's saying, "Speak for yourself, Mark." Oh my God. Oh yeah. That's his personality too. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Mark's dog is telling him to speak for himself. He wants Mark, the owner, or the people, Lucky's people, Mark, right? Lucky is telling Mark to speak for himself and don't put his shit on him. So good.
The second one, I guess, is like where I'm going to be living, like as far as like home and the timeline for that. I guess.
When do you have to? Do you have a deadline for when you have to move out?
No, I mean I have another year. I just signed a new lease, and they took my house off the market.
So they're going to stop bothering you.
Yes, I bitch. Well, I didn't bitch a lot, but I definitely let them know that they were not. I told the realtor that she apologized, and I told her it wasn't her job to make sure that other people were being decent human beings. And then the next day,
because you asked Love to speak through you.
the homeowner, yeah, I did.
Good. Then that's the right thing to do. Sometimes we say things that are abrasive, that people aren't going to like because people aren't honoring us. And you have to put the stop on that. But how you do it is ask Love to speak through you. You may be amazed at what you say. However, it's all in alignment with highest knowing of love. Do you see what I'm saying?
I was floored that they took the house off the market.
You're what?
I was floored that they took the house off the market. I really was.
Well, that's because we prayed on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Totally.
you already know that, In other words, we ask Love for these things. So they took the house off the market. Mark was having a hard time because they're trying to show the house when they live there. Anybody who has had this experience know this is like, nobody wants that. Not if you can help it, because it's like an invasion of privacy. It can be a shitty experience, you know what I mean, overall. So we did energetic work just like we do here. Ask God to clear you and change it and be free of it. And now Mark's house is off the market again. So Mark got his prayers answered, right? Because what we do and teach works. Do it in Earthworld. You'll really experience this. The more you do it, the more in alignment with love you are, the more great things happen. And they will happen even when you don't even ask for them to happen. They just start coming in, because the higher you vibrate, the more love energy comes in and takes care of you. It's really, really amazing stuff, because you're one with the universe, right? Okay. So that's it, or you got more?
Yeah, no, I guess just a timeline of
Moving
when I'll
out?
be buying a house and where that would be.
Yeah, I get not right now. I feel like there's too much energetic chaos going around, and they're telling me this is their literal words that universe is telling me. The real estate market has to break. Okay, so they're saying after that, and that is a flexible timeline. In other words, what happens in the collective, and this all has to do with Taurus, Uranus in Taurus, right? This all has to do with that energy, because what is abundance? What is finances, right? Abundance can be things. Abundance is housing and real estate. Abundance is, can be gold and silver, food, needs, money, right? Jewels, art, abundance is in everything. So it's flexible, this timeline. This is why you always want to be prepared in Earth world no matter what, right? So you balance Saturn's Earth world by having accumulation of wealth in Earth world in a different way than was the traditional old Earth world way, right? So what they're telling me is which there is still in alignment. It is not the time to buy real estate yet, because I'm doing myself exactly what they're speaking through me here now. Do you see what I'm saying? In other words, I've wanted a house for a while. I ask universe for the house. I know that if it doesn't come when I want it, that I sit tight because it's coming. The best house for me, the best of everything I need from love in the purest form. I let go, I let God, ask that I'm happy no matter where I am, and let go of it, and universe brings me the best one, right? But I can't jump the gun and do what I want to do. Do you see what I'm saying? I wait for it. Just like these lives, I knew they were coming, right? However, I said to my people, I said, let's not say anything. I'm being instructed by God or love to not say anything. Just sit tight and wait for it. And then I woke up on the 23rd of July and I was like, it's this weekend. I'm like, I woke up and they're like, I thought you said you weren't going to do it and say anything. And I was like, well, I did, but that changed today, So, and my people were like, what the fuck, I'm like, yep, that's it. So the same thing with the housing. Just like one day I woke up and God said, you got to buy gold. And I'm like, what? You know what I mean? And I wasn't even thinking about it, right? Right. So when that happens, we got to listen, because when we don't, universe kicks our ass. So the same thing with the house, right? So I sit tight. I know that if I don't have a house, it's not in alignment with source. Either it's way too much money right now, which is true. Everything is overpriced. It is not the best time from love. There's too many other things that have to be worked out for it to be in your best interest to own it at this time. And again, it's personal to you. Do you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And you always talk to source. But usually, like with somebody like you and me, you're super gifted, Mark, and you're super intuitive. So you really do tune in. So listen, ask to hear it, ask to know for sure, right? Just like that day I woke up and I said, we're doing the lives. I was like, all right, this is it. And then what I did is I took all the numbers. I said, well, it's July 23rd. I put all the numbers together. The first live was supposed to be on Sunday, which is the 25th, which is Christmas Day number 25, which is Christ Day. What are we? The Institute for Christ Consciousness. Christ energy is the purest form of love, right? So of course it would be on a Sunday, holiday, right? It's Christ Day, God Day, right? It would be the 25th, which is Christmas Day, which is the birth of Christ, right? So there's going to be all these connections in Earth world. Plus, if you do the numerology, right? We added up the numbers, right? And I think it was 7, 23, 21. What do we get when we add those numbers up? Because the universe told me all about this.
51.
7, 23, 21, right? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Is it 15? I think. 43, 20, 40. I have to calibrate my head when I do math because it's Earth world. I'm like, and I'm like, oh my God, it's confusing, right? All right, so 23 and 21 is 4. So I think 3 and 4 is 4, and 4, so that's 44. And 7 is 51, right? Which is the number 6. So that's about humanitarian work, right? And the day that it came in was a Thursday. I think it was the 23rd of Thursday. Do you know?
It was a Friday.
Was it what?
Friday.
Okay, so it's a Friday, right? So there were all these different connections, but bringing back, why was it on a Friday, God? All right, because Friday is payday, okay? Friday is a Venus day. Venus is about doing what you love. Venus is Taurus. It is Libra, right? It's about doing what you love. And what do? I teach love. So of course it would be on Venus's day, which would be a Friday, right? That I would get this, that I would wake up and it would come in, right? And then they said to me, it's going to be on, what day is this? Sunday. And thank you for your help, Cheyenne. All right, so Sunday would be 7/23, 25, 21, which we talked about those other things, right? Which other things meaning those other numbers, right? And those other signs from the universe that it was the right time. 2 and 2 is 4, and 5 and 6, right? So 25, 21, and 7. So it's 12, 13, which is 3. I better get these numbers right. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So 53, which is the number 8. For the 25th, which is the number of abundance. Okay, so if I did that right, let me just check. 20, 45, 46. Where's that? 48, 49, 50, 51, 58. All right, so it's the number 8, which is the number of abundance. Abundance in all good things, and 8 is also infinity. So infinite, and love is infinite. God is infinite. So there's lots of signs here, being the 25, and then the number 21 would be the number 3, which is active God in earth world, number 3, right? And it was 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? Like Cheyenne said, it was a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, active God, which would be the 3, right? So that's how it would be Sunday, 3 days from that day. So, I mean, there's so many messages and everything, all these numbers and the days of the week, and Friday is Venus Day. So it's over and over and over. And not only all these messages, both in Earth World, visually, numerically, in the calendar, right? As well as it's also Leo's time, it's Christ time, it's Lion time, it's Passion time, it's Lion's Gate. So it tells you, universe tells you over and over and over what the right thing is, right? For you in the moment. Like if this is right, they'll send you message after message after message. So many messages that you can't deny it, okay? Especially in these times now more than ever. Okay, so how much time do we have?
It is about 9:15.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so for tonight, no more questions tonight?
Not really.
Okay, so anybody has questions, please reserve them for next week. Which book do we have? Can you show me the book?
I don't have
You didn't bring it here? Okay. All right. So next week we're going to talk about the lion and unicorn thing and how that energy can manifest in us from lifetimes, which is pretty neat. We had a book. I thought I was going to show it to you, but miscommunication. Thanks God for us being free of that. Thank you God for that for us, and put the best way to be in place this from love. Okay. So you guys have a great night. Thank you everybody for coming, and thank you guys for coming, and we'll see you next week. You take care of that. Thanks, girl. Thank you.